Hello. I know I'm being more and more late with these updates, but that's just because I'm a high school student that likes to study too much. So please forgive me. But at least today, I can show you what I've been working on for about a month. So if you see my videos before, and especially I think it was my 13th one or something like that, where I talk about I'm working on a thesis statement on a smart home. Look it up if you don't know what that is, for the elderly. Now, that thesis statement is, well, basically for my college application. I'm not that like kind of a person to design a house for the elderly. You know, I would want to, but I'm not that type of guy to go out of my way just for the sake of it. Uh, but anyways, I started the project. I did a ton of research and put countless hours. I think it's the most biggest project I've handled within, I'd say, the past year. Which is kind of sad to say that I haven't handled any projects, but I'm hoping this will be sort of like the pushing motivation for me to scale everything up and uh, do more bigger projects like this, which will probably mean less updates, but I'll see how it goes. So, anyways, I started the thesis project, read a bunch of thesis papers relating to this, and we settled on Arduino stuff because I've been learning about Arduino and how to control microcontrollers um, for the past half a year. So, if you see the video, a couple videos back, I showed you this kit where I built this like home system with a bunch of electronics in it. And I told you probably that it wasn't working because I didn't have the right Arduino piece for it. Well, this is the right Arduino piece. I bought it. It was like $20, and what this thing is good for is that it has a built-in Bluetooth sensor, like a Bluetooth model. So I have it hooked up with my phone here, and the process was really, really easy. I might have mentioned that the humidity sensor and the temperature sensor wasn't working before here either. That was my bad. I didn't plug in the the pin, like the wire kind of fell off, so I had to plug it back in. Other than that, it it is a bit wonky sometimes when it's not connected to my computer, but right now I just have it connected to off of a battery source and it's working fine, I guess. So, lucky. So I'll show you what I've been done for it. Now this kit comes with its own code. You can download that off of its instruction label, and it's code. It's formatted correctly, but I had to explain how that code worked and how I could improve it for my thesis statement. So I was reading through the code they wrote for this, and I was like, you know what? Fuck that. That's such a roundabout way to write code, and on the basis that this is already an Arduino project, they had to include all the separate libraries, and I'm not getting into that. And so basically, it was long and complicated code that didn't need to be long and complicated. It's more efficient that way, and it's more official that way, sure. But if this is just a thesis statement, like for a high school kid and working on a project, it could be way simpler. And so I just decided to rewrite the entire code. Now that took about 3 hours, which is not a lot compared to some other coding I've done, but I didn't have any problems with it. I just researched and I didn't know how to do some things. I learned more about it. Overall, it was a great experience. I had a really fun time doing it, and I'm going to show you off my work. So that's a bad sign. Uh, Basically, to explain what that sound is making. Oh, there. On this, if you see over on this side, on the sofa, there was a little a little brightness sensor on it. And whenever I put something dark, it would open the blinds. And whenever I make it bright again, it'll close it and it'll make that speaker sensor. Now, this is controlled by a servo over here, and it is by far the most sensitive piece of bitch of technology that I've seen. And this was the primary reason that I had to connect it to a computer, because it was so sensitive and sometimes it just didn't really work well with the servo. And I had to write this whole complicated code, because if you just make a simple if condition, then every time there's something above it, the speaker would just say beep and that got annoying. So I had to make a clock for it that would run, and every time the clock would reset, ask for the code and I'll put it in the comments, and then you could see what I mean. It's just that gave me the most headache, but it still is, but it's fine now, I think. And then next you have the LCD. Now this also is a bit wonky. As you can see, you can't see any text there. It is connected to this humidity and temperature sensor. And for me, if you look at a certain angle to the LCD, you might see some text in there, but I don't know why. But this is just another bug in this system, where if it's not connected to a computer, it just wouldn't display properly. I think there's something wrong with the internal code if it's just running off a battery, and I don't know the exact reason why, but it just works like that. Just leave it, okay? It was fine like 2 days ago. But the thing about this TV, it not only does it display the sensor output, how do I do this? I hate this pad. If you bring things close enough to it, it would turn off. This is an IR sensor over here. Again, it's supposed to be way more sensitive, but reasons I hate not be connected to a computer. It's just how it works, and would you please shut up? And I think the last thing I can show you is the LEDs. So like I showed you, this is the app that controls the LEDs. It's connected by Bluetooth, and there's RGB for all the gamers out there. How should I show this? See, I should just done this in the first place. You see, that's green, that's red, that's purple, that's white, blue, that's red, that's green, that's yellow, I think, the two of them, and this blue, and then that's white for all of them, and the last one. This is also RGB, but I only added one pin, so that's just blue. And so far, the LEDs are what's the best at working right now. Everything's sort of like broken if it's not connected to the computer there, but yeah. So that is the result of somewhat a disappointing month to see all those bugs and mistakes I made, but I'm in the end stretch now where I'm just working on the paper itself, and I really hope not to do another paper, because that was hell. Like, future me who's probably going to college, like, good luck. That was absolutely hell. I preferred all the tests I did in the last week to doing that. And I'm hoping to do more projects like that. I have a bunch more planned, and about to talk with some my peers and my teachers about how I'm going to execute them. But expect probably less updates as I'm trying to be more healthy, and this is all being filmed at like midnight. But try and expect maybe more high quality or more high content videos. I'm still trying to decide what to do with this channel even after half a year. But thanks for watching, I guess.